Hi friends, welcome to our Studies YouTube channel. This is part 30 in Azure Data Factory Real-Time Scenarios playlist. In this video, we are going to discuss about how to get error messages of all failed activities in Azure Data Factory. Please watch part 29 in Azure Data Factory Real-Time Scenarios playlist before watching this video. Why? Because this is almost like a continuous video to the part 29th video. So let me go to my Azure Data Factory studio, and here let me quickly explain what we did in our part 29. So we created two pipelines in part 29. One to explain the parallel activities execution, that means where your activities will run in parallel, there won't be any connection. So think like these three set variable activities are your actual pipeline activities, and then if any of these activities fail, then how to capture that error using only one activity, and that one activity can be point to sending error message details into stored procedure or via email. So that kind of scenario we have discussed there. So out of all your activities, if any one activity failed, then your activity should sense that failure as a overall pipeline failure, and it should send the error details. So that thing we did it. I'm not going in detail of what why we added this here, what is this wait activity or dummy activity in middle. So please check my previous videos. I mean the part 29th video. I will leave the link for that part 29 video also in the description of this video. And also we have discussed about one more pipeline where it is like a series of executions. Think like these three set variable activities are your actual activities, your actual pipeline activities. Then any of these three activities fails, then how to capture that failure as a error using only one activity and pass that error details to your stored procedure or to your email, whatever you want to do, right? So for that, in the series of pipeline, like where activities are connected in series, in this kind of pattern, at the last you can add the activity and you can connect it via on failure and on skip. And in case of parallel, what you need to do, all your activities has to be connected with one dummy activity, and then that dummy activity can be connected via skip to the actual activity, which will send a email or which will send the error details into the stored procedure, right? So this is what we discussed. Now a lot of people will be thinking, okay, this is fine. We are only using one activity to capture any activity failures, okay, and we are not duplicating it, we are not adding this activity into all these three activities on failure. We are just adding only one activity throughout the pipeline and trying to capture if any of the activity fails. That is working fine also. We have seen that in part 29. Now the question comes, okay, so there might be chances maybe this activity can fail or this one or this one. Any of the activity can be failed. Then how to capture that error message details? So we don't know which activity will fail, right? So in that case, how we can capture that error messages and log that error messages? So we should have a control of that error message, right? So that is what I'm going to explain in this video. Let's discuss about this parallel pipeline execution first. So here what I did in this pipeline, if you see, I created one variable called error, and maybe let's assume using this set variable activity I want to capture the error whatever happening in my set of variables, I mean in my set of activities what I'm using in the pipeline. So if you have seen my all data factory playlist videos and other videos, by this time you may know, if you want to capture the error message, there is a syntax, right? On any activity, if you want to get the error message, this is how the syntax will be. So activity, then here in single quotes you can mention activity name. For example, let's assume set variable activity 1, say, so set variable 1 is the activity name, right? Then dot error dot message. Okay, so this is the properties what you have to use on top of your activity to access the error message of that particular activity. Okay, so now in my pipeline we have three activities, right? So how you should write this expression will be like this. Actually you should use a maybe concat function, and then you should try to access all the error messages of the activities, because any activity can fail. You cannot predict which activity can fail. So better to concat all these three like this. So with maybe some separator, I am using pipeline pipe symbol separator. Then this is activity 1 in my pipeline, then this is activity 2 in my pipeline. Then again let's concat this one as well with a pipe symbol, and then let's assume this is activity 3 in my pipeline. So all the three activities concatenated using concat function. Okay, and I used pipe symbol to separate. So like this you can concat. So this what this will give on set variable 1 activity, if error message comes, that will give information. And set variable 2, if error comes, this will give that message. And set variable 3 error comes, this will give that message. But here there is a small catch. So let me save this. Okay, uh, and practically think this scenario. If my activity set variable 1 activity fails, then only this error property will be available, or else it will not be available. If my set variable activity 2 will fail, then only that particular error message will be available. So for example, if set variable 1 activity is successful, that means this error property will not be available, so it will be null. So in case of null, to avoid any issues, what you should do here, you should add a question mark symbol on that particular property. That means if there is any null, then escape it. I mean, don't throw any error, catch that null. It is like that. So like that, on the error property, let's add this question mark symbol to catch that nulls, to avoid that null reference kind of errors. Okay, so I'm just saved everything now. Now I'm clicking OK. So let's try to execute this pipeline and see how this is going to behave. So I clicked this debug execution button. So let's wait for the execution to complete. You see, from my set of activities, one activity failed, other two passed. So since it is failed, automatically this activity gets skipped. Why? Because this will run only all three is successful, and since it is skipped, automatically my actual activity to capture the error is getting invoked, and if you see, it is also successful. Now if I go to output window, and if I see the message, what message it is logging, if you see, I am able to capture the error message properly. Okay, and if you see that pipe symbols also came. Why? Because before first pipe symbol there is one activity which is not successful, I mean which is successful, there is no error, so empty. And after pipe symbol also there is another activity which is again successful, so empty. So like that it will work actually. Okay, so in this way we can easily catch the error messages. So if I go to presentation, the same thing I have explained here. So to capture the error messages, you should use activity name dot error dot message. But since in our scenario error can happen at any activity, we cannot predict it. That's why try to use this expression for all the activities, and try to append this question mark wherever you feel that particular property may be available, or that particular, for example, let's assume in case of parallel pipe set of pipelines, I mean these are parallel execution, right? This series is parallel pattern. That means every activity will get invoked, either it will success, either it will fail. So that means every activity will have some execution from your set of activities. But in case of series pipeline, if you see, for example, this is successful and let's assume this is failed, immediately this will get skipped from your set of activities. So there are chances some activities may get skipped in your pipeline, right? So that means that particular activity execution itself will not available. In that case, you need to add other question mark symbol here as well, to skip that particular activity name null reference error. Okay, so why? Because activity execution itself is skipped, so that activity itself will not be available for you. So no, there is no point of error and all. So if activity execution is available, there are chances like error property may be available, may not be available, depending upon success or failure of the activity. But activity execution itself skipped, that means the entire activity itself not available for you in the expression. So you need to use the question mark symbol here to make sure, or to avoid the error of null reference for that activity. So let me go here. So in case of series pipeline executions, the same expression you need to use in a different way. So let me remove this and let me click this add dynamic content. So here for every activity execution, I am going to add this null symbol. If I don't add, it will give error. Let me practically show you that before adding that. So if you see, I use question mark for all the error. See, for all the error things I used it, right? So now you can see, let me zoom it, right? You can see, right? So now what I am going to do, let me hit this error button, let me hit this debug execution button and see what will happen. So set variable activity value undefined. 1 second, I haven't saved it. Let me click this add dynamic content. Let me paste that and click OK. And then let me hit this debug execution button to initiate debug execution of my series pattern pipeline execution. So if you see this output tab, if you see set variable 1 executed, the second activity failed, so automatically third activity gets skipped. Since it is get skipped, our final activity to log the error is getting called or getting invoked. But if you see this activity failed, if you see the error message of that error activity, it is saying this expression cannot be evaluated. That why? Because if you see here, this set variable 3 activity didn't ran at all. So that is the reason this expression will become null basically. Okay, and because there is no execution at all. Okay, so that is the reason we should try to add question marks in case of series pipeline execution for the activity names also. So let me go to my capture error details activity, and here let me zoom this. For every activity I should add this question mark. So because maybe there is a chance for first activity you no need to add, because first activity always get invoke. So that means it will either success or either failure. From the second activity you should try to add this question mark symbols. So let me add this here, and let me add here also. And now let me save these changes, and then let me debug execute this pipeline once again. This time I will be not seeing any error, even though this third activity execution fails, and also I will be able to see the error properly. See, this is successful, this is failed, and it got skipped, and finally capture error details activity also executed successfully. If I see the output JSON of capture error details activity, I will be seeing the error message details properly. Okay, so this is how you can dynamically capture the error message of your activities execution inside the pipeline. Okay, so I hope you got it. So in this video, mainly the thing what we have to observe is adding question mark at property level or at activity level. So you will add a question mark. So let me erase all this. So you will add a question mark at property level when you feel there might be chances of coming null. That means your activity may success or fail. If fail, error property will be there, some value will be there. If it is successful, error property will not be available, so it will be actually null. To avoid that null error, we are using question mark here to skip that. Similarly, if your activity execution itself gets skipped sometimes, so in that case the entire activity execution itself will not be available. So to avoid that, here you should add a question mark dot, like that. Okay, so I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the notifications whenever I add videos. Thank you so much.